Yeah. There was a man, he was out of his mind, he had a pipe, he was banging on the gates. And so
somebody called? Rakhal. Rakhal called?
Yes.
Rakhal was here? Oh. Today we are all together. No one is coming. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadgurum. So, what shall we do? What shall we read? You have books you can share with him.
146.
148. So we are reading about the how to spiritual practice bhakti according to Bhakti school. So they are fortunate who can listen to the glories of the Lord, repeat themselves the glories of the Lord, and contemplate on God. If one follows these three characteristics, then certainly they will attain to the liberation. So that was the context which is going on, and it has been quoted from different parts, different segments of Bhagavat. How are you?
I saw the police out there.
Yeah, one police.
No, there was 4.
4 police?
But they caught the guy.
Oh.
The Thai guy running around.
Running around?
Some guy, is it at the temple? Or?
Yeah, I heard that he was banging on the gate or something. Police come in serious. Normally they don't come. For minor things they say, you take care. Now, this is Narada. Last day we read on page 148 top that Narada, talking about the involvement of the whole man in devotion. That means what should be one devotee's life? So prayer. That prayer says, may our minds be engaged in the contemplation of Krishna. Manaso Brittayo Nasu Krishna Padam Bhujasrayaha. So may our minds be engaged in the contemplation of the Lord Krishna. Then Bacho, our speech, be engaged in talking about God. Abhidhayino, Abhidhayinihi Namnam, His holy names, our speech, be engaged in uttering or speaking about the holy words. And Kayas Tat, Prabhanadisu, and our body will be engaged in prostrating at the feet of the Lord. So these are all devotional practices. So it says that a devotee should live in God consciousness. So let his mind be engaged in all the mental thoughts, manaso brittayo, all the mental waves and ripples of the mind, nasu of ours, in Krishna padambujasraya, in the contemplation of the Krishna's thinking of the Lord. Day and night they will be engaged that way. Mind should not think of any mundane thing. That is the main expectation. Any sincere seeker should expect that how your mind should be engaged more in God, how you talk day and night of God, how you try to see God everywhere. So this is the spiritual practice. So that has been supported by Narada again and again. And your body in prostration of the Lord. So there is nothing but God there. So that was the thing we did the other day. Let our thoughts be fixed on the lotus feet of Krishna. Let our speech repeat his name. And let our body bow down in the salutations of you. Now today, Yama on the superiority of God's name and over penances. Now this verse is again another quotation that you can continue to do hardship, fasting, not eating, day and night. Many people do austerities. You go to Himalayas, there will be people who will be trying to do austerity, penance, sitting on hot bed, sandy bed, which is very hot. Sometimes sitting on spikes. People, you see some, we call whatever. This is for what? Useless nonsense. To get some power, material power. You want to get material power? By that penance, you get something matter. Tomorrow it will, again, then material power will go away. But they don't do for God. People do fasting. Fasting to show that I am fasting, I am austere, I don't eat today, I don't touch this, I don't eat that, I don't do that. And what? Where is your mind? They don't pay attention to spiritual life. Spiritual life is much higher. You eat well, you sleep well, take little basic food, take care of the little as much as needed, and engage the whole mind and everything in God. Rather than doing penance. Penance in the name of God is good. Some penance has, but extreme austerities has no meaning. Swami Brahmananda used to say, so when some people used to come and say about austerity, well, what austerity you will have? What power you have to do? We have done everything. Now you do Thakur's work and eat and sleep and take the name of the Lord. That is enough for that, enough austerity. Anyone can fast, but tell me, who can continuously remember God? Tell us.
Brahmananda did so much austerity.
On Brahmananda, he has a mission for the world. You are not in Brahmananda. You save yourself first. We, not you, means we are in our level. Be scientific. You fast whole day and keep your mind in talking about all the garbage of the world. And one is eating, sleeping, and taking name of God and thinking of God more. Tell me, what is good? What is better?
So how did, like the disciples of Ramakrishna, like Brahmananda, get to be that high up? I mean, if we
That
take
means
the name of the Lord, are we going to eventually become that high? Or?
Yeah, but everyone has the capacity. They are remembering God even when they are with Ramakrishna. And then after Ramakrishna's passing away, they are doing austerity. Understand? They have all vision experience, all complete. And then they are doing, even Ramakrishna passed away, he is doing austerity. And Vijay Krishna Goswami asking, why are you doing austerity? Ramakrishna gave you everything. And we have nothing, we don't get anything, but we only go on austerity. Austerity for purpose. What is the purpose of doing the thing? The same thing can be done with a goal fixed. What is the purpose? Purpose is to remain absorbed in God consciousness, remain in bliss and peace, and absorbed in our own inner spirituality. Yeah? And that side is not emphasized, but emphasis on the doing only austerity. I am fasting today. I don't eat because I have to do this. I am fasting 100 days. In India, there are, we call it old widow ladies. They are forced by the society to do austerity. They cannot eat fish because they are widows. They should be sattika. Sattika means they will have to eat only once whole day. What? Little boiled rice, little ghee, and little whatever. That is the austerity, and and if you do that, you are a great person in the society. And what? Where is your mind? Your mind is always thinking, when shall I eat? When shall I eat? And if you have crossed that, then you make your body so dull, that insensitive, then your acid secretion, stomach pain, headache, go. I am doing austerity. I am doing austerity. Be a normal person first. Spirituality should be for a normal person. Very sensitive, very concerned for the suffering of others, about uh, thinking of God, how I can do more, remembering God, how I can be in the life, what do my duties, but how can I be more involved in God consciousness. Emphasis should be there, and increase that, increase that. And because of that, a time will come when you will forget your food, when you will not be able to eat, you have no taste for it. That is the real austerity. And these austerities are, little of that is good, but too much is become only austerity for austerity's sake. Yeah, it has its benefit. It gives you power. All the occult power comes because of the austerities. You see all these marana, uchatana, these that people get only by performing different austerities. Bhakti, 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 devotion. That is something which is important. Got it?
But if you don't use those occult powers, then those powers.
No, you will have to abuse. If you don't put your mind in God, unconsciously you will do that. You will not know you are doing that. Purification of the mind is necessary. Power is given to an idiot. What will do? A gun is given to a person who has no sense of propriety. He uses the gun where? He will not know that he is using in a wrong way. First, a character building. First, the mind is to be purified. And to purify the mind, spiritual practice is necessary with little austerity. Little austerity means, okay, I will today, in a week, people do austerity. In our Belur Math tradition, they will do on the Ekadashi day, 11th day of the moon. Many Ramnam, not in India we do Ekadashi day Ramnam, right? Then Ramnam will be related with that, but they will do like that. They will only, someone will take fruits in the lunch or in the supper finish. Someone may take, no, I will not take one day. That's good for health. Because so many indigestion, in undigested food particles are there. Every day I am eating. And in one day, if we give little stomach, little rest, and drink water, what happens? Flushes the system. It's good for health. But today is Ekadashi. I have done. Tomorrow is something. I don't eat because of this. I don't eat. I don't have the time. And you torture your body. The Gita says, Karsayanta mam atmastam. And they do not know, they trouble me and himself, the individual self. So make a balance. Main thing is that everything is necessary, but to balance for purpose. What purpose? Purpose, I will cleanse my body one day, a month, or 2 days a month. Okay. That 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 day I take only one time some fruits or two times fruits. That's all. Simple, which I can digest. But torturing body, it will only will spoil the health which God gave for God realization. You misuse it. It is a misuse of that strength. What you are asking? Anything?
Oh, have you heard of Sadhguru?
Sadguru, yeah.
He said you should eat when you get to a certain age, like 30s or 40s, you eat once in the morning and once at night, but you let it rest and you don't eat a midday meal.
My main point is that why to pay attention to meat or none? It be normal. Takes little quantitatively less food, healthy food. Keep the body. You may not reduce whatever body needs. You have to do this. You have to do that. Why? Rather do meditation, do prayer, do keep the mind engaged in God. Why not emphasizing that side? Swami Brahmananda, Swami Virajananda, the Swamis whom we very much get inspired, emphasize. Take the name of this book is reading how many times? What they are talking about? How many times they are saying, oh, faster, fast. Don't eat, don't eat, don't eat that, don't eat that. Did we get one time this after reading so many months? It's talking about keep the mind in God, listen to God, see the divine images of the Lord, prostrate before the Lord, serve God. Purpose.
I think there is two ways, right? That sometimes in tantric way, they take a little bit of some external help, like say marijuana or something like that. You have a God thinking, God thought in your mind, and you take some external help, and then you go quickly up. The same way, fasting also, that you have limited capacity of mind, then if your body energy is low, then mind is not running around here and there. If you have a little bit capacity, if your mind a little bit God oriented already, then that energy you will direct towards God. The same way.
Why to do that? Why to do that? Not being very normal person. What's the need of being abnormal? Taking marijuana. What is the marijuana need?
That is how.
What is the need of marijuana? Marijuana eats you then. People, many yogis start with marijuana. Go to them. Go to tantric places. What they do? Thakur said, I went into one place in Calcutta and I thought they started this. I went and saw them, they're drinking. In the name of mother, they are drinking. And then after drinking, I thought that they will now sit for meditation. Oma, they are drinking and they're doing dancing at the
A little bit Maharaj like Kalikat temple, or no?
I do not know what happens where, but I am saying that it is generalized way. What should be the goal of life? So drinking, why in the name of God? Go and drink. You want to have marijuana? Go. The whole drug world is there. Why to boost in the name of spirituality? It is like our weak point, and we pamper that, and we ultimately enter into it, and we got caught. Bas, it cannot come out. Alligator, it enter into the mouth of the alligator.
But it may be what you say always about
Force.
Level like that.
I don't want to talk of other levels. We are the people here. We are not talking to who is in the street in the Hollywood Boulevard. I am not talking to him. We are concerned with our spirituality. What we should do. This reading should be centered to our benefit. It may be, theoretically everything is correct. I am not complaining anything. You do spoil one good health, God-given good health, strong, beautiful brain, heart, lungs, everything given fresh, and you destroy that by fasting or doing this and then, and destroy it. Try 1 life, 2 life, 5 lives, and then you come back, it is not. Then you go. That's all that you can try. If one wants to do that, let him free. But what is the best use? What is this purpose of this reading of the book every day?
Oh, did you hear about Steve Jobs?
Tell me what about?
He was the famous inventor for Apple computers, and then he got cancer and died. And then somebody told me you should read his book because it talks about how he gave up normal food just to eat fruit for 2 years. And actually, he destroyed, I think it was his liver. It destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
And so he died. He had to die because of this extreme diet,
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says in his book. That the doctor said he shot his liver. I think it was his liver.
Yeah,
he
that's why.
Only ate fruit.
Only ate food.
Too much sugar.
And too much, or not knowing what they are doing. They think I am fasting.
Yeah,
and you are creating all the defects for your healthy organs destroying them. Acid secretion, too much acid secretion. Acid is coming out. What it will consume? Where is the food for consuming? Then how it will be utilized? It will destroy our own organs. God has prepared this body, you can say scientifically. Most scientists say balanced food. Gita suggests balanced food, balanced sleep, balanced waking state, balance. Balance means life should be balanced. That is called spirituality.
And you need exercise.
Exercise, eating, sleep, everything. But Gita says, natastu yogasti, nachaikantam anasnato. No, not honest, not those who don't eat at all, yoga is not for them. Those who eat too much, it is not for them.
It's the middle path, right?
And then those who sleep too much, it is not for them. Those who are insomnia, suffering from it, they are not yogis, cannot be yogis. It's a balance. Balance is the life. And normal, be normal, as everyone keeps a good health. Anyhow, so that's why emphasis should be to Sinnatam, Grinatam, Birjat, Birjani, Uddamani, Harer Muhu. Observance of the vows does not purify the mind of man so effectively as devotion does. Yatha Sujataya Bhaktya Suddhayet Atma Brutadivi. Broto, etc. Broto means this vows, this fasting, this today is fasting, tomorrow I don't eat that. Oh, that get touched with the fish, I don't eat it. Oh, there is some onion, I don't eat it. If scientifically, if your onion does disturb your system, don't take it. Scientifically, if it is you eat and you get gas and other things for cauliflower or something, don't take it. Someone who is suffering so much headache, he does not know, and he come to know ultimately 10, 12 years suffering. A peanut. If he didn't know that peanut is causing that, who will think about that? But when they came to know all,
How did she come to know?
right?
How did she come to know?
How someone was going through that, and then it was pain, and then they went to doctor and what to call this dietitian, and they took test and thing, and they found out that elimination test. Try this, try this, try this, try this, and ultimately found that is, and he eliminated. Life is peaceful now. So Brotadivi, Broto etc. Broto means fasting is a Broto. Not to sleep. I will not sleep. Torture the body. Don't sleep. No, I'll. I was reading the other day. Jyotisharananda Swami was saying, they make a conscious decision. And he gave this exactly example. If you are in the beginning stage, if you are sitting for meditation and you are feeling so much sleepy, then will you sleep or will you get a meditation? He said, go and sleep half an hour and then come back and start. It is very scientific. Be fresh. Well, what do you want? Come. Yes, what is that? Come.
Oh, I can wait.
What you want?
I wanted to ask on behalf of my friend about Trabuco Canyon. He would like to do a retreat for meditation.
Who?
My friend Fletcher.
We don't.
I can wait. I'm going to be here till 7 o'clock.
You should come to the class. It is a spiritual discussion. You are coming for meditation. Sit here.
Okay.
And call your friend also.
Okay.
Yeah. They want to meditate and don't want to listen to God. So, that the Brutadivi, Suddhayat, You do, as you said, yes. If you fast occasionally, the energy which gets dissipated can be restrained a little bit. Your activity level can be restrained because with that fasting and things occasionally. But it is more purifying. What are purifying? Uh, Observance of vows, Vrata Devi, Suddhayet no Atma. Atma, yourself, the impure self, the Jivatma, this body mind identified soul will not Suddhayet, it will not be purified. As Jatha Sujataya Bhaktya, by bhakti, as the bhakti will do, as love for God will do. Sujataya. Mane, what is that? Does observance of vows do not purify the mind of a man so effectively? So effectively, as I said, those are path also. People are doing, let them do. In this life, they will understand after 20, 30, 40 years of torture, health torture. They will get good fame because they have done austerity. You will have generate power. People will flock around you and you will be a great soul. Then what? But it will not be the lover of God. You will find that it is all useless. A lifetime have been wrongly utilized for wrong purpose. As devotion can do. This devotion was generated easily by listening to Sinnotam, Grinotam, listening to, singing of the wonderful excellence, Birjat, Birjani, Uddamani, Harer, Muhu. The Lord Hari, Muhu means again and again. Thinking, listening to Lord's glory again and again. If you keep your mind will be saturated with godly thought, and that will make you much closer to God rather than your austerities and all this physical torture of the body.
You are talking about meditation and physical, spiritual practices. That book that Jyotisharananda Swami said that if you feel sleepy when you are.
It is in later he is writing. We are reading his many reminiscences, and in one place he said that is. But
no, he mentioned it in that book also. I did like that. So I have a question like that. What is Yoga Nidra?
Yoga Nidra. What is the Yoga Nidra? I don't care for Yoga Nidra, and I want to remember God consciously. Forget all these hospice things. These are hospice things, and we do not know, and we can claim, oh, I am doing Yoga Nidra. What Yoga Nidra? What does it mean? What Yoga Nidra? I want to remember God consciously. I don't want to Nidra and Yoga. What Nidra? So everyone is Yoga Nidra. Better to be aware that you are thinking of God consciously. Do that. Is Yoga Nidra, even if someone, why I shall care for Yoga Nidra? What is the benefit to me? I want to see God. I want to think of God. I want to enjoy the bliss of God.
So when you are taking the name of God and you go deep in Sushupti, you are enjoying that bliss also.
That you need not have to question. If you go and get that bliss, you need not have to question. It's a part of meditation. Why shall I have to think about all those terminology? If you say thinking of God, you deeper, you are going into blissful state. Or sleep kuda. What is the sleep there? If you go in that way, that means you are moving consciously. If you move consciously into the realm of the divine, then where is the question of your nidra? Nidra means what? As we say, nidra means sleep. What is called sleep? When you lie in the bed, you are a little bit aware of the outside and gradually forget about outside, forget about yourself, forget the time, forget the space. Then what happens? Then you go, I fell asleep. If falling asleep is not a very spiritual thing for those person who is doing the practice. It can come. So, so important thing is that go straight. Ramakrishna came. Don't confuse the brain with too many thoughts. Simple. Ramakrishna said simple thing. Love God, think of God, and get absorbed in God. purpose of life is to realize God. And what is the means? This verse is saying, listen to the glories of Lord, Sinnatang, Grinatang, do that singing of the glory, listening to it, and of the wonderful excellence of Puri, do that. People we should don't make spiritual life complicated. Very simple thing. Tell me, from morning till now, how many moments really you are working, your hand is working, you are talking in between. How many moments you have been able to remember God or feel His presence? Come to the point, please. Anyone can fast. Anyone can say, I don't take rice today. I don't. These are all ritualistic things. It may help something. But emphasis is to be given how much I am absorbed in God consciousness. So if that does not bear the fruit, then your fasting is useless. Who cares for your fasting? Who cares for your vegetarianism? Who cares? I'm a vegan. I don't touch this at all. You don't touch it, but are you spiritually illumined? Then it makes sense. You touch, but you be spiritual. What is better? You touch, be spiritual, or don't touch and be spiritual. Spirituality is the goal. Be spiritual. Then touching, not touching, fasting or not fasting, or sleeping or awakening, everything is good. But if the goal is missed, then these become the big things. The whole world, no? Look at the world, how Christ said, don't pray like the publicans, as the publicans do. No? They will be standing in front of the synagogue and taking the rosary, they will be chanting with a big mark. They are great spiritual people. The Christ said, similarly, Ramakrishna said, but it is not bad that you in front of a church you do japa. It's not bad. But what purpose? To get absorbed in God or to get praise? See that man. He's doing japa. A pamper. One time in Belur Math, now it is too huge number of people come. And if you go to the Belur Math, in the central part of the big hall, there is lotus, big lotus. So we had sometimes one duty that communist government threatened that they will bomb this Belur Math and make it a community hall. These sadhus are parasites of the society. They are eating, sleeping here in the beautiful place on the bank of Holy Ganga. And we people are proletariat. We are poor people. I don't know what. So in a gathering of about 10,000 people, one political leader announced that we will make this our community hall. So Belur Math got so much afraid. So we stopped our training center. All the brahmacharis who were studying the training center, our president Swami says that is a serious threat. So, but the temple is accessible so much. In those days, there is no grill, there is no protection of the inner sanctum. Like here is some grill, but there is the Sri Ramakrishna statue is there, but there is no protection from any side. So said, we are guards. The brahmacharis were all said some rotation. So long the temple is open, these few brahmacharis will guard this place, Holy Mother's temple. They will be in Ramakrishna temple, will be in some Vivekananda temple, Brahmananda temple, like that, wherever our. And we used to see that time fun because the different people come, and one or two people used to come and sit in the central part of the whole hall. Not many people are coming. They'll be sitting with a good posture and with all beats around, doing like that. And sometimes what happened, some foreigners, when coming from the West, they want to see the people meditating, and this is a big thing. With that devotion, they're watching, and they're seeing that. And those days, this photography was not that much restrained, because few people used to have camera and few people used to take. But when they did, click, click photo. And he's looking at, he started looking at, what a fool. They are taking a pure photograph. Who that person you do not know. There's so many billions of people in the world, and someone took your photo. You think you are becoming famous in the world. Huh? And that is a show of meditation. And parallelly, I have seen there is to come very sincere devotees. They will come. There is a piano, and on the side there is a small corner. They will just push themselves inside the corner so that no one can see them. And they sit there for hours and hours and doing japa and meditation. So this is the point. Goal is what? To show people your spirituality, or you are tuned to God. So this is the point. All our austerities, all our going to pilgrimage, all worship, the purpose is to be tuned to God. So this verse says that observance of vows, Sinnatang, Grinatang, Virjani, Uddamani, Harirmuhu, Yatha Sujataya Bhaktya, Shuddhe, Shuddhe, Shuddhayen, No Atma, Brutadivi. So, Bruto, etc., observance of the vows, etc., does not purify the mind of a man so effectively as devotion can do, which can generate easily. This devotion can generate how? By Srinnatang, by listening, by Grinatang, singing of, and the wonderful excellence of the Lord Holy. It says that the soul is not so well purified by observing religious vows as by devotion developed by constantly hearing and singing the glories of the deeds of God. You can understand when you listen to some elevating songs, when you repeat the holy name again and again and again, every moment it is becoming much more, you are spiritualizing your consciousness rather than only doing the external austerities. External austerities up to a certain extent has some value, but it should not be the focus of our spiritual practice. Got it? That is the point I am telling. It has its value. Otherwise, suppose every sadhu will think that, okay, I will wake up when I like, and I will do my meditation when I like. So you in early morning don't get up, early morning don't get you try to get out of your sleep mood, and do whatever. That is not spiritual life. So for that, discipline is there. Get up in the proper time. You decide what time is suitable for you. But in our monastery, there should be some time.
6 o'clock.
That 6 o'clock may be good for you, because you may, if you have the habit of 8 o'clock, better put it 6 o'clock. But the monks, they should get 3 o'clock. Belur you go, they get up at 3 o'clock. And then immediately they take a shower. So by 3:30 or 3:45, they are present in the temple. And the temple opens
so they
at
4 hours?
They sit at least, they should. They go to the temple, and so that there may 40, 50, 60 people are all, brahmacharis are all gone to temple, and then it is open place. How much you can sleep there? You are in eyes of everyone, no? Hundreds of sadhus are there. So altogether, senior swamis, this, that. And now they have a habit. We will have to shift that habit. That is also austerity. But that austerity is good because you are trying to change your character. Insisting on, no, I will get up this time, rather I will go to bed early, I will change my habit. Most of the young students are what? Night owls, no? In India or here. Everyone remains awake more in the night. But here you have to do your night also. If you can do some meditation, midnight meditation. Do in your room. Get up. Do half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour. Increase. And then you have to make adjustment of your routine so that earlier time you meditate, because that is the only time you are free. Otherwise, daytime you will have so many activities, so many responsibilities. So this is good. Little austerity on that. You may not be at 3 o'clock, you do at say 3:30. You may not be, but your latest time will be 4, because temple arati will start at 4. So you must be present there by 4. Some may not take a shower because they're sleeping more, but immediately they wrap up and sprinkle some Ganga and run to stand before the Lord. No, that's a forces you. That's a good discipline. And then, okay, 4 o'clock. And then I may not be able to sit for long, so maybe you have to sit at least 1 hour. All are sitting. Afterwards, someone cannot, they make a clue. Just make an opportunity. Okay, I go to salute the temple because he's dozing. So he goes to salute the mother's temple, Brahmananda temple, Vivekananda temple, and then try and come back again and sit, just to get out of the sleep. Try that way. More emphasis in repeating the Lord's name, but little discipline, so that if you don't discipline yourself, it will not happen. If you say, okay, when I will feel strong, I will get up. And when you become old like us, then that you will be forced, because body does not listen so much. But young people, you have your own control. You can say, hey, I'll do it. Then you can do. So these are disciplines necessary. I will not eat anything till I do so many number of japa. Some people makes up vows. These are good things depending on your capacity. Don't make too much expectation on yourself. I will do 100,000. Don't go that way. Do first 5,000. Do 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, then do 10,000, then do 20,000. Gradually, so that you see that how you can do it all the time. But our emphasis is not on that side. Emphasis, and also repeating. No, not repeating and feeling the presence. Repeating and feeling the presence. How will you do that? Brother Lawrence used to feel the presence of God. How? And that's the greatest example before us. Practice of the presence of God, repeating the name and thinking of His presence. It is called austerity. People don't take those as austerities. They see, what a foolish idea about austerity. I am doing austerity, not eating. Don't say that. You eat and tell your mind, I'll have to remember God all the time. Why did you forget? Do it again. Who is paying attention to that side? Vedanta says, Vedanta says, Kalangnayat Vedanta Chintaya. No, you have to think of I am Atman, I am Brahman. Even if you are a Vedanta student, then you have to do it day and night as much as you can. When you forget, start again. When you forget, start again. Emphasis is more important. Not on outside rituals, fasting, or going to pilgrimage. I go barefooted. What does it mean? You go barefooted and so many things prick at your feet, and your mind goes into the pain. But if you like that, okay, do. But it should also remind you of God. God remembering is the fundamental point. Then you wear shoes or don't wear shoes, or socks or don't socks, and you use one clothing and don't want clothing. These are all secondary details. Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna came in this age only to impress this idea.
But he said that it will be thinking that, like, for example, if you eat full stomach, then you will sleep more. So not to eat full stomach, half stomach.
So that's why that much restriction. Latu Maharaj is a young boy, was very healthy, and young boy, hardworking, so he used to eat many chapatis. And Ramakrishna was like, hey, how many chapatis you ate? And then said, I have how many number, he didn't say. And mother used to give more, motherly heart. But Ramakrishna didn't like it. Ramakrishna disciplined how? The children like Latu, Baburam, Lakhal, they come. After half an hour or 1 hour, they say, hey, what are you doing? Get up, sit for meditation. Hurry. After eating, and they have not taken even a long hours of sleep, and pushes everyone to get up and
That
do
we
japa.
were reading Shivananda Swami's birthday, that they God lived with them. That day at Shivananda Swami went to Dakshineshwar, he just somehow managed to find a place just to lie down. And after a few minutes, Sri Ramakrishna came and said that, hey, are you sleeping? He said that, no, sir. They said, can you do Ram Nam now? Then he said that, okay. Then he sat and then started to do Ram Nam. Then Thakur was very happy like that. Because he just like a very hard, long day he had. And then he came and really just mosquito net and some mattress or something, mat he got to lie down. And then wake up and do Ram Nam in the middle of the night.
This Ramakrishna tradition is like that. This is the old idea was that you do austere, go to the Himalayas and on the bank of the Ganga when it's cold, freezing, cool air, and you have no sufficient cloth, you're shaking like that, and you are doing austerity. That has its value. But for spiritual illumination, give the bare necessities the body need, plus then add this idea that how I can remember God all the time and I never forget. Think of God, think of His presence. Hello,
I'm sorry, I think I'm making a mistake. Sorry. Thank you.
you are welcome to come here.
I'm looking for Arati. I think.
Arati will be in the temple 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
And you can go out
I opened the
on
door.
on the right side.
Okay.
Enter this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just, next verse. Just as a defective eye treated with medicines gains the capacity to see minute things, so a mind purified by devotion, resulting from the contemplation of my divine attributes, they develop the power to perceive the subtle spiritual truths. With as a defective eye, like we use the glass. Defective eye means with the I cannot read much clearly. So you use this and then you can read well. So just as a defective eye, treated with medicine or with glass, whatever, gains the capacity to see the minute things. Then you can see where is comma, where is semicolon, everything you can see. As so, a mind when is purified by devotion, a person who is repeating the name of Lord, listening to the glories of Lord, repeating mantra and contemplating on God and prostrating before the Lord, whole day whatever he is doing, thinking that I am doing for the Lord, this type of activity is done, then the mind gets purified. And it results from the contemplation. How it comes? It comes out of contemplation of my divine attributes, thinking of God's glory, which we chant in the morning, evening, all the prayers. But whose mind goes in the prayer? Tell me. We go to Arati. Everyone words on the music or on the words, run on the words. Breaker of this world said, do you feel really you are talking to Ramakrishna sitting there? He can break the chain of our bondage? Feel that? Where is the emotion of that? Only chanting. Breaker of this world. And then running. After within 2 seconds, you can finish. Some of them chant so fast you cannot follow even. 1 minute more, but no time. And who can think about that? Khandana, Bhava, Ban, and whole day, every center is doing. How many people are thinking, really, you are breaking my bonds of life? Every day we sing here. Who understands the meaning? Who thinks that really you are praying Ramakrishna is sitting a tangible presence and you are saying, oh Ramakrishna, please help me. I am helpless. Dino bandha. Tasmat tameva sharanam mama dina bandha. Therefore I have no other refuge, O Lord. I talk big things, But in practice, I cannot do all these things. Therefore, oh Lord, please help me. There is no emotion. And we think we have become spiritual. Even we do that. If we don't do, then what will happen? So importance is that what we say should come from the heart. We cannot pray. Swami Vivekananda has composed that thing to help us. In which line we'll think.
Easy of access to us.
Easy of access to us.
Easy of access.
The easy of access. Who says that? Who feels that he is easy, he is sitting there to access? Huh? But no, this is all ritual. We have done. They do the pranam. You are pranaming, think that his feet is there, you are touching his feet and feel that is. So these are all the temples you give. No, we do all these things. I also do the same thing. But I'm saying that we should be aware. That is not devotion. That is not spirituality. How we can intensify. That's why the word comes intensify. We are doing something, but very superficially. It is ritual. But we are not understanding the meaning of the ritual and the implication of the ritual. So a mind, this our mind, when purified by the devotion, how it comes, that devotion? Resulting from the contemplation. It comes from meditation. It comes from prayer. Of my divine attributes, think of the glories of the Lord. He is the purifier. He is the stainless. You are the ever pure. You are beyond the three gunas. Beyond the sway of the three gunas. O Ramakrishna, you are beyond all this. So think that he is not a man. Everything created in the world made of three gunas. He is beyond the three gunas. So when you say any word, think that way. So that type of thinking, contemplating, what is us, develops the power that gives us the energy and power, subtleties of our mind, which perceive the subtle spiritual truth. Spiritual truth is very subtle. It is like the milk. The butter is in the milk, is it not? But we cannot pour milk, one plate to another. You don't see the butter anywhere. To create a butter, you have to make it yogurt, and then it is churning, and then out of churning, take out from the top and separate out. No. So it is there, but it needs concentration, it needs attention, it needs churning the mind. No. So the purification of the mind is necessary. So thinking of the glories of Lord all the time, that will help us. Soon does the Lord enter into the heart of one, 18 verse, one who hears and speaks every day in faith and devotion about his glories and attributes. It is being supported by many sayings of many saints. So, Sinnato Shuddhaya Nityam, if you listen to the glories of the Lord every day with devotion, Grinatascha Sachestitam, and you try make an effort to absorb that, Kalena, in time, Nauti Dirgheno, not for long, you have not to wait for long. If you are sincere, then Bhagavan Bhishate Hridi, then the Lord, as it were, enters into your heart. That's a very concrete example. As if you are not feeling the presence of the Lord makes his way enter into your heart. Oh Lord, come in the black cave of our heart. What is the last word?
Come to the heart's dark
Come
cave.
To the heart's dark
Illumine.
And illumine. Illumine the light of the light. Who thinks like that? We say the words. That's why it is even said, oh, do I say, oh Lord, but I don't have no devotion to understand that. So the more is man's soul, this another book, I did this 2-3 verses, that what it says, that the soul is not so well purified by observing religious vows as by devotion developed by constant hearing and singing the glorious deeds of the Lord. The more is one's soul purified By hearing and singing glories of the glories, the greater becomes the power of his mind. He can gain minute objects with his mental vision. That's why vision comes. The spiritual people had so many mystic visions because mind gets purified. Just as the physical eye acquires greater power by application of some medicine, the Lord enters the heart of one in no time who daily listens in the firm faith, the praise of the Lord, and one who sings the glories of the Lord. So we can end here. So all this reading is already ending in one point. What is that? Repeat the name of Lord. Listen to his glories. Not fasting. Not torturing the body. Not getting the stomach pain day and night. Nor the headache day and night. Because I am austere. But make a good health. Keep a good health and think of God more intensely. In whatever condition, thinking of God is more important than that of all these other things. Om Shanti 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 Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Hari Om Tat Sat. Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Now tell me, who is that? Who is talking?
Oh, he is his girlfriend up from work in Hong Kong.
So what is it?